I genuinely love it when doctors discover the professional beauty industry and then they decide to work in it. My next guest is Dr. Ebru Karpuzoglu, who shares her journey as a doctor, but also as her own skincare journey and all the things that she's doing to help others with natural ingredients that actually work. Are you a beauty or barber pro looking for that push to do that thing you've always wanted to do, whether it's in or out of the salon, spa, or shop? Are you tired of not feeling good enough, smart enough, skilled enough? Are you tired of not getting a handle on your mental health, boundaries, and insecurities? I'm Krystine Sherwood, the BeautyPro coach, an internationally certified coach, a salon and spa owner, and your personal Jiminy Cricket. I use my own experiences, good and bad, as a salon owner to help you be more self-aware, authentic, and forward-thinking in your approach to life, in and out of the salon. It's time to reach your version of success with the Beauty Pro Coach podcast.
Oh my goodness, you guys. I'm so excited to introduce our next guest. She is so fabulous. I already want to be her best friend. Her name is Dr. Ebru Karpuzoglu, but you can call her Dr. E. And she's going to be telling us about all the things, right?
Yeah, bring it on.
Tell us, first off, tell us who you are and what you do, and a little bit about your backstory.
Sure. First of all, I'm a nerd.
Hey, me too.
Oh yeah, I'm a sci-fi. I'm a Trekkie. I'm a Star Wars person. So that's the fun facts about me. If they say you're gonna sign up for the Star Trek, like college or whatever, and you're gonna go where no man has gone for, I'm like, I'm on it. Get me on the I don't know, Enterprise. I'm going. But that's the fun fact about me. The boring fact is I'm an immunologist, which is we study the immune system
Mm.
and molecular medicine. I worked on how estrogen impacts the immune system, which means women have stronger immune system than men, and why women get more autoimmune diseases than men. So that's one of the subjects I work with. Inflammation, which we're going to be talking about the science part. And yeah, I mean, and I'm the founder of Avicina, which is our skincare and wellness brand. Started as I'm tired of pseudoscience and crappy skincare products out there. Gotta put out the good stuff. That's how it started. And I'm politically very incorrect, as you can tell right now. We're here to entertain.
I love that. So you just kind of blew my mind. I know for a lot of beauty and barber pros who are listening, inflammation is definitely a thing they struggle with, right? Immune, the taking care of our immune systems, right? Like if you guys can hear me, I'm battling a cold. Allergies, all kinds of cortisol problems, right? Like all of these things that women especially go through, but we bulldoze right through it.
Oh yeah, we have to. Like you have the flu, right? There is actually a study on PubMed, and if you search it for men flu, you'll find it. So, you know how men get really sick and
Yeah.
feel like, oh, I'm so sick. And we as women have to go through the flu and everything.
Mm-hmm.
And that paper, that article, scientific study says man flu is real because women are designed to handle the inflammatory like flus and viruses and that kind of stuff a little bit better than men because we have to take care of children and babies and take the human race forward into the future, carry the genetic information as you name it. So we get the heavy end of the everything. you know?
Yeah.
And if you were a man, you were gonna be miserable right now compared to being your fabulous self right now.
Yeah. It's true. It's true. I was practically dying a couple days ago, but anyways, so yeah, so then all of this stuff will show up in our face with
Exactly.
all these terrible breakouts. And then you were saying like, no, I'm tired of this terrible skincare. I'm just going to go out. I'm going to make my own. So how did tell us a little bit about Avicina and how you were like, this is it. I'm doing it.
Sure. So my age is gonna come up. I am 53, by the way.
Baby, come on. I didn't even think that.
Pretty close, I know. But
It's Avicina, you guys.
oh, yeah. But the funny part is, like when I was growing up, 80s, 90s, 2000s, every big conglomerate beauty brand was putting out all these skincare products, but with one hero ingredient. So you had to get, for example, if you have puffy eyes with dark circles and wrinkles, you would end up getting 3 or 4 products because although they say, oh, it solves all problems, when you look at the ingredients, it didn't. So also I had really bad acne prone skin, and during my PhD, I was very, very stressed. So I got like cystic acne over my chin and I couldn't even touch my skin. So I went, and this is how everything started actually. And you're a student, you don't have a lot of money. So I broke the bank. I went to, the beauty store, and I said, give me the best skincare for a skin like mine. And I'm not going to name names right now. They gave me a very well known brand. And back then, it was like minty green packaging. All I'm going to say is that. And you're going to know which one it is.
I'm
I,
pretty sure I had it too.
oh, yeah. And I took it home. And that was the skincare brand for acne prone skin back then.
Mhm,
And
mhm.
I took it home. I used it a week, and my husband looked at my face and he said, "Your skin looks like gray. You look gray." And I didn't pay attention until then. Like acne is not going away, but I'm changing color now. And I looked at my face. I am not kidding you. I was like gray, like dull gray.
What?
So I called my mom. My mom was a pathologist. She just retired. And I was like, "Mom, my skin is gray." And she's like, "What did you do?" I was like, "I didn't do anything. I did this." And she's like, "Stop everything. Stop using everything. There is something wrong with that skincare. Not like nothing can change your skin color. There's absolutely something wrong with it. Stop it, throw it away." Then I started reading into everything, like because my research is on estrogen, estrogenic chemicals, how
Mhm.
it impacts inflammation. And I was like, I have all this science, it's driving me nuts. So I started reading on skincare, dermatology, what happens behind the scenes. Like nobody was talking about skin microbiome back then in the beauty industry. I started reading into that, the skin immune system, and I was like, okay, enough, like we got to do something about this. So I started working on learning formulation because everything starts from the foundation.
Mhm.
Well, so that's how it started. And the more I read into it and the more I went deeper in my scientific studies, I realized, like we always talk about inflammation, right? Right now, the inflammation is the hot stuff. Inflammation has been around
Mhm.
forever. However, the industry portrays inflammation as bad. So there's no bad inflammation. Let's make that clear.
Hmm.
So there's types of inflammation, right? So acute inflammation is the one you need because without inflammation, we would all die. We will die.
Oh.
I mean,
Oh.
because
Okay.
inflammation is your barrier. Like a virus comes in, let's like the flu comes in, you need your army to say, "Hi, you can't get in." That is your acute inflammation. It stops everything, dead in its tracks as much as it can. And you don't even realize that happening first time. And then as it defeats the microbes, it goes into the healing. Think like you're going through a mountain. It defeats everything, it goes up, it peaks, it completes the defense, and then it goes into healing process. And then it goes back to normal, like the basal level, right? But the bad part is the chronic inflammation. Now that is bad. Chronic inflammation meaning it goes up to the mountain, it peaks up there, it can't come down. It's always on. So what happens? Then it's going to start maybe attacking your own cells. That's an autoimmune condition. And then there's something called inflammaging, which is a combination of two words. Inflammation plus aging. So when that happens, that is the lower grade of chronic inflammation. It's micrograde, it's low level, and it's silent. You don't know it's happening. It usually happens when you're very and as you said, everything shows up on your skin.
Mm-hmm. Wow. I'm just like taking this all in. This is great. This is okay.
I went all in, right?
Yes. Okay, so then let's just get to it. Like, what does Avicina, how does that help?
How does it help? So it helps on couple levels. Let's start with the COVID times. Remember?
Yes. Yes, which by the way, apparently it's like still out there.
It is.
I mean, we know that, but it's like, oh my God, I got COVID, and it's like, oh my, it's just a cold at this point. But yeah.
We were lucky. We were very lucky with COVID
Yeah.
because it mutated for a weaker strain.
Yeah, right.
Could have mutated for a stronger version. Then we were screwed. We were screwed, really.
Oh, I see what you're saying. Okay.
We were very lucky as humanity. We were very lucky.
Yeah.
Nature comes up with these viruses from time to time, like 1920 flu virus. It wiped out what 5 million people. So it comes and goes because that's the nature of the viruses. However, let's go back to the COVID era when everybody was putting on the masks and everybody's face was breaking out. Because the mask was constantly touching your face, you were touching your face, and skin doesn't like it that much when you touch it too much,
Right.
Or do a 10-step Korean skincare regimen.
Oh, yeah.
I tried that because I was curious, okay? I tried it and I broke out. It took me a month to fix that thing. And it hurts. I mean, when you break out, it hurts. I was like, I should have known better. I should have known better, cussing the whole time at my time. But I was just curious because every influencer online was saying, this is so awesome. And I'm like, how is this so awesome? Why? And I tried. I got in trouble. Breakout, But what Avicina does actually aims for a couple things. I don't want you to touch your face as much. You should be able to use one cream and be done with it, one cleanser and be done with it. And the cream and the cleanser and all the other skin care products like the oil and the serum and the mask can be designed in a way that it could be multitasking and multifunctional. A good formulator can do that. But of course, it is not cost efficient when you think about it on a big scale. At this point, I don't care about that. I want something to work. I want something to be good quality. And because I'm using it, my mom using it. My husband is using it. I don't want to hear their bickering. They need to be happy. Okay.
That is so funny. And that is so true.
I mean, how can you deal with that? But that's the thing, multifunctional, multitasking, and you just need one cream. So it comes also, the next thing is the price point, right? So unfortunately, people go for the cheaper products. Like, for example, there's one skincare product and white container. It sells out a lot and it says like, I'm not ordinary thing, kind of. But that one, like, it has one hero ingredient and it's like, let's say $20. How is it $20? How? You have to cut corners sometimes. Like, either you have to buy as a company tons of ingredients and save money that way. You got to cut somewhere. Where are you cutting it off? So, science? I mean, I don't think they're doing a lot of science. So, when you pay money a little bit more than regular or mass thing, You're paying for the science, you're paying for the ingredient quality. Look at the ingredient listing. How many ingredients do you have? Do you have more than hero ingredients? Or, I mean, all that adds up. Like
Mhm.
sustainable packaging, glass packaging, all that. I mean, all that adds up. So that's another thing. We try to keep the pricing as low as possible. We haven't increased the prices for 3 years. And I'm seeing a lot of beauty brands having to increase it because of the ever-changing economics. And
Mhm.
I get that. But we're going to try to keep the pricing at this point as long as possible. But then it comes to the point. For every drop, is it worth pricing? Right? I'm
Mm.
not rich enough to use cheap products because you buy a cheap shoe, it breaks off, you have to go buy another one. You
Mhm.
buy cheap jeans, it's going to tear off 5 days later. You are not rich enough to put bad products on your skin because you're going to end up at a dermatologist trying to fix it, paying thousands of dollars.
Oh my
So,
God. I love how you put that. Yes, exactly.
so Avicina has been designed to prevent that challenge. You have all the ingredients your skin will ask for. You have all the research that's done in the background. There is all the testing done, dermatologist testing, heavy metal testing, you name it, based on European Council cosmetic regulation rules. You know, the one
Mm.
of the best in the world.
Mhm.
And then it works. It works. I mean, there are certain brands that says, "Oh, you put this on, it's gonna work in 24 hours." Honey, I wish it was that way. I would go buy out. Seriously. I would slather it on my face, everywhere. It doesn't work that way. And you know why? It has nothing to do with the product. It has everything to do with the biology of the skin.
So with sorry, I don't mean to cut you off, but when it comes like for hair and haircuts, like everybody's different. So everybody's skin is going to be different. So what I don't know how to say this. So like what do you need to put in like one ingredient that it like works for everybody, or like how does Avicina work for everybody's
Well,
complexities?
that's a very good question. That's a great question. So every ingredient in the product has been vetted by scientific publications on PubMed. For
Okay,
example,
cool.
niacinamide is one of my favorite,
Mhm.
you know, and the niacinamide has been studied up to 5% on PubMed. And they say this is enough, 5% is enough. But there are certain brands that even sell powdered pure niacinamide. Why do you need that much? You're just going to make your skin grow worse. Not everything too much is good
Right.
for you. So with Avicina, we our main focus is sensitive skin because at the end of the day, if you're a female, you're going to go through all the hormonal changes and at one point your skin is going to become sensitive.
Mm.
No one is immune from the sensitive skin. No one.
Mhm.
You
Okay.
get stressed, tomorrow you have sensitive skin, you're breaking out, or you're itching, or it's going to look dullness. So we focus on the sensitive skin features and challenges, and we target those, and also signs of inflammation. So our main goal is to free you from the signs of stress and fatigue.
Mm.
So you can think of like, okay, I have this cream, I can use this, it's going to help me.
Yeah. What does Avicina mean?
Oh, that's a good question too. So Avicina means Ave is from Latin, it means salutations, and Sina is from the Rumi philosophy, which means from the heart, from the wellness of the heart.
Okay.
I really wanted to have something positive,
Mm.
with positive vibes. I believe in that stuff. I'm a scientist, but I believe in that stuff too,
I love that. No, but that it's so powerful. What we tell ourselves definitely does matter. Absolutely. I believe it too.
Hmm.
Yeah. So okay, so then all right, you are a scientist first, then you became a doctor. Now you are a product creator with its own like feel good culture all around it. What what did your husband say? What did your family say when you're like, I'm going to make a product and it's going to work?
He thought I was crazy.
Really?
Oh yeah. He was like, "Nah, you can't do it." And I was like, "Ugh, don't say that. Don't say that." Because, it started small because I was the test subject. I was testing
Right.
on myself, learning, and then he became the lab rat. Started using them. Yeah,
Woohoo!
I was like, "You need to put this cream on." He was like, "I have enough cream." I was like, "No, no, 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 you need to try this one to go wash your face." You
Yeah.
know, it started that way. And I have a bad habit. I don't know what it is. I think it's a family trait because I'm seeing it in my daughter too.
Mm,
So when you tell me something you can't do it, I go do it.
love
And
it.
it turned out to be a blessing in disguise because
Mhm.
unfortunately the culture all over the world
Mhm.
um doesn't give a lot of credit to women.
Mhm.
Unfortunately,
Mhm.
we look fragile or something and they say, "Oh, you can't do it, let me mansplain it." I hate that. uh Especially you remember Barbie the movie?
Yes, I love that movie.
Yeah, I've been watching that 3 times a day thanks to my toddler.
Oh.
But it summarizes the whole industry right now,
Uh-huh.
our life. Let me explain it for you. No, us women, we have a brain. And you
Mm.
know what? Both lobes are working, so we can figure this out. So
That's
that's
right.
how it started. It started on a dare.
So now, okay, it started on a dare. Cool. So that was your family's side of it. Did you face any opposition from maybe your doctor community as far as the product line, or were they pretty
I
like,
didn't
let's
even
do it?
tell them. I didn't
Oh,
even tell them, like my PhD friends and others and
yeah.
my nah, I didn't tell them because this was my thing.
Yeah.
And it looks really weird when you get out from immunology and say, I'm gonna do skincare because actually everything works together. Immunology and skin,
Mm.
they work together, they interact with each other. So yeah, I didn't even tell them. My mom and my dad was a transplant surgeon, my mom was a pathologist, and boy, were they hard on me. My dad was like, "I
Mhm.
don't like this texture. Make it like this, blah, blah, blah." And I was like,
Oh, yeah.
"Surgeon, man." And he was like, "No, think like I'm getting out of surgery and my face is tired and I want this texture. I want gel texture." I was like, "Okay." And mind you, he passed away 4 years ago, but he was Frank Sinatra era, that generation
Yeah.
who paid attention how the tie is gonna match the shirt kind of thing.
Mm-mm.
Yeah,
Mm-hmm.
it was fun.
I like that a lot because our family, they will, oh my God, they don't hold anything back. And so I love that they were so like nitpicky,
Oh, yeah.
because this is your new baby, if you will, and you're putting it out into the world, and it works because of all the science that you have behind it from three doctors, right? Your parents, even more than that, whatever research you did for it, like that's really incredible. So, what what trait or what strength does someone need to have to be successful in creating a product line or just doing something that is not the complete opposite of what they went to school for?
Okay. That's a good question. So, first of all, grit. You gotta have grit. You gotta be the pit bull. You wanna do it? Do it. Don't listen to anybody else. However, arm yourself with the correct knowledge and the science. Learn it. Read the books. Don't go the easy way because easy way is the bad way. I'm sorry. That's how it is. There you'll be cutting corners and those cut corners will come find you in the future.
Hmm.
So get your science, get your stuff, and find the people who knows this stuff. And here's what I learned during all my years in teaching and all that. Anybody who knows their stuff really well is more than willing to teach you if you show if you show you want to learn it sincerely. I mean, I would go my way, out of my way, with someone, a student comes up, I want to learn formulation. Okay, sit down. We're doing this. But you got to be committed. You need to believe in yourself. It's all about the grit. And don't take no for an answer.
I love that. At any point of the creation of Avicina, did you ever like doubt yourself? Did you ever like have a
Every day.
breakdown and you're like, "Oh my
Every
god."
day. Every, every day. That's every day. Oh, the story of entrepreneurship. You start like, yay, everything is working to, oh my God, nothing is working. I am doomed. Why did I start this? Am I an idiot? And then 2 hours later, it's like, I think I'm gonna be okay. And then 5 hours later, thank you God, we're awesome. It comes and goes and comes and goes. But like when you go to a business meeting, you gotta look calm and collected, and you got all that because you're the woman there. You're the
Mhm.
Unfortunately, that's how it is. You can't look too strong, you can't look too weak, you can't look too soft. I'm going back to that Barbie monologue
Mhm.
that's a very good monologue,
Yeah.
but it's doable. You want to do it? Do it.
Do it. Do it.
Yeah.
Okay, so what's a common myth that you yourself get a lot about what you do? And then what's a myth that you get about Avicina?
Myth?
Yeah.
Like what kind of myth?
Like a common myth that you get all the time
I'm a myth I get all the time. Oh my God. That
about what you do and about what the product is and all of that.
Well, what I do, it looks like easy, but it's not easy.
Mm.
That's the thing. So when you look out from outside, the common myth about any skincare brand, any indie brand, that everybody thinks that you build a brand and everybody's going to come
Mhm.
and it's going to sell a lot and you're going to have tons of money. No, no, no. It's not going to happen that way. It's a lot of work. It's a lot of bootstrapping. And they say, common business coaches say,
Mhm.
you need to compartmentalize it. You can't do everything yourself. You may not do everything yourself, but you need to know everything yourself.
Mm.
Why? Well, you know why?
Why?
Well,
Tell me. Tell me.
so let's say you don't know anything about your website and you outsource that. And then that person who's been doing your website leaves, God forbid, dies, and you have no knowledge of how to get in there as an admin, how to change your ad products, blah, blah, blah. You're screwed.
Mhm.
You got to know your game. Formulas. You can't just buy a stock formula and slap it into a nice little package and say, this is my formula. If you're getting a stock formula, everybody else is getting it from there. And somebody is going to realize that. Like, sunscreens. We have that problem with the sunscreens right away. You need to know your formula. You need to know what is in your formula. You need to know the tests. You need to know everything. You may not be able to do everything, but you need to know everything just in case something goes wrong.
Mhm.
So you won't be sailing duck in the middle of the rain.
Right. Have you been in the like the creation room when they're making the product? Like or is it or are you like formulating at home?
No, we have a small lab. And
Okay.
I do the primary formulation first because there's a certain way of combining ingredients in our dermo immunobeauty
Yeah.
uh, technology. And then after I'm satisfied with the final formula, then it goes to our lab and then they produce it. And of course, because before that, it gets through testing and everything, and then it's been produced. But before that, I want to know what's going on because not every ingredient is designed to work with other ingredients.
Mm.
You need to
Mm.
know that. So yeah,
That's cool.
we have excellent formulators also. We
I
work with
love
excellent lab.
I love it. Okay, so what do you feel has been maybe your biggest failure and what did you learn from it?
My biggest failure. God, I'm still doing it. I'm not I'm not kidding you. I'm
I
not
like
spending
it.
time on my own self-care sometimes because
Mm.
I'm working too much. And, it's a lab thing, okay? When you're in the lab, you can't eat in the lab. You can't bring food in the lab, like in
Okay.
the immunology lab, right? So I use that's how it is. I still do the same thing. Like if I'm working all day, even if I'm writing, I don't eat. I have coffee. I mean, I shouldn't be doing that. And then, of course, after I pick up my toddler, I become a monster because I'm hungry all of a
Mhm.
sudden. I shouldn't do that. But nobody's perfect. That's
Right.
my thing. So I'm working on that one. I'm behaving.
I like it.
Yeah, I'm eating yogurt at least during the day. Yeah, but
Okay.
I think the main goal is don't be too hard on yourself,
Yeah. What insults have you gotten that you are so proud that you got?
Insult. Oh boy. Did you do all this?
Did you do all this? That's what they said?
So
Huh.
there was a headhunter from a very famous pharmaceutical company up in Pennsylvania, and I'm not gonna name names.
No, no, not important. Okay.
And then he was looking at my academic CV. It's 13 pages, by the way, with the publications and everything. And I had to do everything under the sun. I was a CEO, like CSO, Chief Scientific Officer. I maintained a $26 million grant from DOD and all that. But it adds up, like when you look at it. And he looked at it and he said, and I was like, I'm married and I was pregnant at the time. And he said, you're pregnant, you're a woman, you're married. How did you do all this? How did you do all this? I'm like, what do you mean? How did I do all this? And he's like, you're a woman. I was like, are you freaking kidding me?
Are you serious? I am
I'm serious.
floored. I am
I am
floored.
serious.
You are in the ultimate like feminine form. You got your baby, you got all this, curves, all this stuff. And he's over here like, how did you do this?
Yeah. And mind you, I'm pregnant and all my hormones are all over the place. And
Yeah.
I'm like, I am not going to cuss at this guy.
Yeah, you're gonna kill him.
Okay. But I'll go when I cuss at this guy. You know,
Yeah.
seriously. And every time, and this was the best insult. How did you do it? How? Like, because I had to, because nobody was doing it and I had to do it, and I have a brain, thank you very much.
Right. So what was your response? What did you tell him?
This conversation has ended. And then I hung up the phone on him.
That's beautiful.
I was like, I'm not going to talk to you anymore. I'm not going to even dignify this with an answer.
Good for you. Good for you. I feel like
You don't want to be. He was like, if you are the headhunter for this company and you're representing this company and you're asking me this question, it's illegal for you to ask me to. And he also said, oh, you also have a husband problem because they were in Pennsylvania, we're in Georgia. So I said, what is your moving package? And he was like, oh, you had a husband problem, right? What? People say the darndest things.
oh my God.
Yeah.
Good Lord, that poor man. He obviously felt very small.
I don't know if he, but that's the thing. Would you be able to ask this to a guy and say, you have a wife problem?
Oh my
Would you?
God. Can you
Nobody would do that,
imagine?
right?
Can you imagine? Holy crap, man. That's crazy.
Oh, the juiciest gossips from inside the industry is turning to podcast. That's the thing. I mean, unfortunately, there's a lot of interesting people out there.
Yeah.
And it helps you to grow a thicker skin,
Oh, 100%. 100%. Okay, so with this whole process with going into this new field, like what has been a lesson that you've learned that you want everybody to learn? It could be personal, professional, creating the brand, whatever it is. Just what is that lesson?
What's that lesson? It's not easy. That's definitely not
Okay.
easy. Every day there's gonna be some other challenge that's coming in front of you. And you gotta think on your feet. And it's a practice. It takes time, and you learn how to I learned how to manage my anxiety. And it not everything has to be perfect.
Mhm.
Your perfect may not be a perfect for another person. So I learned how to jump. Like, you
Mhm.
want to do something? I say jump. Because the more you stall, the more time goes, the more afraid you get. And because the what ifs start to
Mhm.
like, what if I do this? What if this happens? What if this happens? But all those what ifs are parallel universes, right? It hasn't
Mhm.
yet. What is fear? Fear is the mind killer, right?
Mhm.
So
Mhm.
fear is something you are imagining in the future that hasn't happened yet. And that's our limbic brain saying, oh, this can happen. We need to protect you right now, but it hasn't happened yet. You're
Yeah.
safe here. That is in the future, right?
Yeah.
So here is the mind killer. That's from Dune. Yes, I'm a sci-fi nerd, but that line is very real. Fear is
Yeah.
the mind killer. It kills your mind. You can't think. That is what I learned all these years.
Mhm. I love that. Okay, so back to Avicina. So how many products does anyone need to use? Like, how many products are in Avicina, and what's the like when you order it? What is the regimen that they need to follow?
Sure. So we have a cleanser.
Okay.
We have a serum, we have a face oil, we have a cream, we have a honey mask, and we have a new equipment as well. That's a UV shield. So they can all look at all the details at avicena.com, AVSEENA.com. And everything has been designed to have one regimen. You just need one cream, one facial oil, one serum. So it goes like that. The beauty of these products is if you have a skincare regimen, a cleanser you already liked, you can combine it with any of the products we have. We don't want you to feel stuck in our regimen.
Mm.
It's all about the freedom. Also, another good thing is sometimes you don't have time to put the serum and wait a couple minutes and then put the cream on, right?
Mhm.
What you can do is take a drop of the serum, mix it up with the cream, apply.
Beautiful.
Or take a drop of the oil, mix it with the serum, make your own cream. So you can create your own science and your own magic with our Avicina products. And the new equipment we come up with is the UV Shield
Mhm.
facial analyzer system. So that's a tiny little, like, it's like a hand mirror,
Mhm.
and it has a tiny little camera in it. So you can see your UV damage
Oh,
or
cool.
screen on, and you can see if you really applied it because sunscreen is great. And I didn't feel the need of coming out with another sunscreen because if you don't apply the sunscreen completely, it doesn't matter if you even have the most expensive one in the world. So when you apply it, it shows it as dark, which is pretty cool.
Yeah.
And another trick is, let's say you used an SPF or a sunscreen including product, you come home, you wash it off. How do you know you completely washed it off? Flip the
Right.
mirror, look it in. If you still see the gray application areas, that means you're still not clean, wash it again. And another beautiful thing about this, there's no app. I am tired of apps. I have too many apps on my iPhone, so I don't want another one. You can't save pictures on this, and here's why. Because you can use this with your kids, but I don't want the pictures of the kids to be saved in the product. So, sometimes from iPhone it can leak
Mhm.
to the cloud. I didn't want that. I have a toddler. I don't want
Mhm.
that. So
Mhm.
we try to make it as safe as easy possible, and you
Mhm.
just charge it. That's it. So that's a really cool product.
That is really cool. Like I always wondered, like for me, I'm very sensitive. I'm very fair. So sunblock is definitely a thing. And when I do wash it off, I'm always like, did I really? I'm always like, I still feel greasy. So then I do it again. But you have an actual mirror so people don't have to wonder. I love that
Yeah.
feature.
Yeah. And we also have a tiny little natural discovery kit. So people always ask me, which product should I buy? And I always say, go get the kit. And
Yeah.
they're like, why? That's like $27. Why are you pushing us to a cheaper one? Nobody does that because I want them to be happy.
Right.
I want them to test it and like it, and with, absolute happiness, they'll say, okay, I like this cream. I want to get this.
Mm-hmm.
And the kit also comes with 15% off. So when you purchase it, you get your coupon for 15% off, which makes that kit free when you purchase a product.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty much it. And we also have wellness candles.
I love candles. I love them.
Everybody asks, why do you have candles? But here's the thing. So, after cooking and everything, your house smells onions. You don't want to do skincare. You
No.
want to smell something nice. So we came up with a coconut apricot based clean burning candle, and the scents are beyond. They're amazing.
I
Like
love that.
Cruel Saint is my favorite because it
Yeah.
reminds me of James Bond walking on the beaches of Cuba. Yeah.
Yes.
That's
I just,
cool.
oh,
You want to love him, you want to slap him, that kind of thing.
yeah. Okay, so where do people go? Avicina.com or?
Yes, they can find us at avicina.com. And if you are near for an equinox, they can find our candles there. We're getting into new stores right now, but for the best discounts, go to avicina.com because we can make you happy.
I love that. Do you have any plans, maybe you will after this, of like getting into like exclusively in spas, or you want to keep it for everybody, the general public?
Oh, definitely. We are in spas. Like we're,
Oh,
the big gem equinox, we're in there.
yeah.
We're in a couple more spas like Mohonk, Canyon Ranch, that kind of thing.
Oh,
But we're growing. We're growing.
I
And
love.
though the economy is stalling right now, we have good demand for, and we work with spas. Sometimes they say, can we do a back bar? Can you give us a
Yeah.
bit? Because we want to use it in the treatment room. And it's like, yeah. And sometimes they ask us, can you come up with a body oil? And we design something for them, So we're very easy to work with
That's cool.
because we have the formulation in our hands. We can make anything if we want to.
See, knowledge is power. Know everything, just don't do everything. Oh my goodness. Dr. Ebru, I love this so much. I am so excited to have you on the podcast.
Oh, same here. You're amazing. You
Oh,
talk.
thanks. So listen, you guys, if you are listening or you're watching on YouTube, check out the show notes. We have all the information to Avicina, to Dr. Ebru. Like, reach out, get this product. I am really excited about it. So that's it for this week, and I will talk to you guys soon.
What'd you think, babes? What are your thoughts on Dr. Ebru? Tell us in the comments and reach out to us on any questions you may have and how you can get a hold of her new skincare that is sure to make a dent in the industry. Until next time. If you loved this episode, subscribe to the BeautyPro podcast on Spotify and Apple Podcasts so you never miss an episode. Don't forget to leave your reviews, stars, feedback so I can continue bringing the content you deserve and want most. Your feedback fuels this podcast. The more you give, the more you get back. You can follow me at The BeautyPro Coach on Instagram and Facebook. Want to contact me directly? Email me at befree@goldentruthcoaching.com.